the biggest brunt. So, for example, in the case of Bengal, while the Trinamool is not budging from the 2 seats that it wants to give to the Congress party, Congress wants 9 seats and the Trinamool says the talks are off. That's the situation, where they don't even want to talk to each other if the other side does not agree to the number of the other side. Let's look at what has happened over the last 24 or 48 hours in the opposition space. Then I come back with a panel of guests.
Another day, another setback for the Indie bloc as there is no consensus over seat-sharing formula. Sources tell Republic that West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee has refused to meet the 5-member Congress committee to discuss the seat-sharing talks for West Bengal. In another exclusive news break, Republic has learned that Congress is firm on their demands for 8 seats in Bengal. The Congress party says that there will be no discussions with TMC if their demands for 8 seats are not met.
No specific logic with no specific demands and motto is now at stake because of the fact that Congress in Bengal, they are hell-bent in getting 8 seats. Adit Chaudhary and others are going to meet tomorrow, and most importantly, this will be the flashpoint between Trinamool Congress and Congress, and time will say in another 24 hours whether this is going to be the end of Indie Alliance in Bengal.
The dissent between TMC and Congress over seat sharing started when Mamata Banerjee offered 2 seats to Congress, which was readily rejected by Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary.
हम लोग तो भूख मांगने नहीं गए। ये ममता बनर्जी खुद कह रहे हैं कि हम गठबंधन करके चुनाव लड़ेंगे। ये दोनों सीट हमारे पास है, उनकी दया की कोई जरूरत नहीं है हमें। आप अपने दम पर लड़ सकते, चल सकते, कुछ भी कर सकते। ये और नहीं चाहते कि गठबंधन हो।
Now let us tell you what's happening in Uttar Pradesh. Sources also tell Republic that Samajwadi Party is miffed with Congress Party for approaching the BSP, which led to the cancellation of their seat-sharing meet today.
The second round of seat-sharing meeting between Samajwadi Party and Congress Party got cancelled today. However, Mukul Vasne clearly indicated that the meeting got cancelled because of several reasons. And also, Congress General Secretary Avinash Pandey also stated that because of the unavailability of several leaders from Samajwadi Party and Congress, the meeting got cancelled today.
The Congress in their defense says that everybody who opposed the BJP should join Indie bloc.
जहाँ तक बात है बीएसपी की, हमने तो उन सबको शामिल होने को कहा है जो दिल से भाजपा का विरोध करते हैं। वो अगर समझती है बहुजन समाज पार्टी की वो भाजपा विरोधी है तो उसे सबसे संपर्क करके इंडिया में शामिल होना चाहिए, और अगर वो भाजपा का विरोध करने का साहस नहीं जुटा सकते तो ठीक है।
The Indie bloc is set to hold another strategy meet tomorrow. There is a possibility that a convener likely will be decided at this meet. The conflict only questions the stability of the bloc, putting a question on everyone's mind as BJP is geared up for the polls. Will Indie bloc be ready in the next 3 months? Bureau Report, Republic TV.
All right, welcome back, friends. Joining me to discuss Kamalaka Tripathi, leader of the Congress Party, joining us live from Varanasi. Rajiv Ranjan, national spokesperson of the JDU, live from Patna. Dr. Balachandra Kango, national secretary of the Communist Party of India, live from Mumbai. And Karuna Sagar, spokesperson of the RJD, joining us live from Patna. So 2 guests from Patna and 1 each from Varanasi and Mumbai. I would want to begin with the Congress voice here, Mr. Kamalaka Tripathi. Very good evening. And it seems the Congress party is in a very difficult situation, because if you go by the spirit of alliance making and to keep the opposition unity intact, a lot of compromises are being sought from the Congress by the allies, from Trinamool to RJD to JDU to Samajwadi Party to Aam Aadmi Party. How difficult do you think the seat sharing formula is going to be, given the fact that once the meeting of the Indie Alliance was postponed, and tomorrow the meeting is happening more for deciding the convener and not for the seat sharing?
look, Abhishek ji, I want to make clear one thing. There is no ambiguity. There is no problem in seat sharing. It is all about the talks we are doing. And there is no other way to decide the seats in any alliance. You go into talks, you have closed door meetings, you have the stakeholders with you, and then you decide. The basic problem is that there is a mission to paint the picture because BJP and alliance is so much afraid of India alliance that they want to paint the picture that everything is not going well within India alliance. Whereas the situation is entirely different. When you look at the BJP alliances, what made the so-called all-powerful Narendra Modi ji compromise with Om Prakash Rajbhar in UP, who were very much abusive about the party, BJP party. They have more than 38 alliances across India, and their only alliance in Tamil Nadu went away. Discarded them. They have 10 alliances in Maharashtra. They have alliances in Bihar. And why they are so desperate that they want to break the India alliance partners and have share in their vote like what they did in Maharashtra. Before Ajit Pawar joined BJP, he was all bad. When Nitish Kumar was with NDA, he was Sushashan Babu. Later on, it turned out to be other things. There is a difference between having an alliance in a proper manner and having an alliance desperate manner. BJP is desperate because it is in black and white that they are going to lose. Because everywhere, when you count at the vote share, when you count at the seat share, here you will find that there is no
Mr.
way
Tripathi.
for BJP to come back to power. There is a desperate need for them to project.
You seem to be putting up a brave face, and I agree with you that you have to, as representative of your party, present the best case scenario. But you see, I'm just giving you examples. And I take this to our RJD representative on the panel, Mr. Karuna Sagar. You see, Mr. Tripathi is putting up a brave face, but the fact of the matter is, in the case of Bengal, the Trinamool says only 2 seats to the Congress party, while the Congress wants 9. In the case of Bihar, in 2019, Congress contested on 9 seats. And now in the new formula of seat sharing, as the RJD, your party has communicated to the Congress, 17 each to JDU and RJD, only 4 for the Congress. So obviously, it's not going to be easy, the kind of compromise and climb down that the Congress has to make. Mr. Sagar.
Thank you, Abhishek. Well, I heard your opening remarks and I saw the preview before the show started. And as much as BJP would like to write an obituary of the India Alliance, the India Alliance remains strong. That is point number 1. Second, it is an alliance of equal parties. Whereas NDA, there is just BJP and BJP. Here, there are important partners and every important partner wants to work on its own turf. When there will be certain posturing, I do not know from where you have got this 17-17-4-2. At least I am not aware. I am sitting in Patna. If the numbers would have been decided, then there would have been a press conference, and the press conference we would have declared the numbers. So as of now, to my knowledge, the discussions are on. Discussions are very cordial. And depending on the past performance, the strength of the candidate of a particular party, and the winnability of a particular party and a particular candidate, the numbers would finally be arrived at.
Mr. Sagar, I agree with a lot of points that you made. We have picked the media reports of 17-17-4-2. It might be different. Also, this is just a proposal. As you say, rightly so, the discussion is on. Nobody is denying that. Discussions are cordial, obviously, when that level of leaders and with that experience of politics interact, engage, talk. The discussions are obviously cordial. Now, the catch is in the last two bits of your sentence, where you said that the past performance of the party and the winnability determine everything in terms of seat sharing. And that's what's happening in Bengal, for example. If I could go to Mr. Kango on that note. Mr. Kango, you see, Mamata calls you Santrashwadi
because you quoted me,
in
can
Bengal.
I just reply? Abhishek, can I reply because you quoted me?
Yeah, please do, quickly. Quickly, because
Yeah.
I have your JDU
ultimately,
representative also. Please,
the
quickly.
India Alliance is highly aware that we are working very hard to win this election, and we are putting a price on every constituency. The surveys are independent. Surveys are being done, and as I said, the past performance, the assembly election results, the nature of the constituency, the kind of candidate a particular party presents, all this is going to count, and this is absolutely a systematic, practical, and scientific way any party decides about a candidate.
Okay, that's good for TV debate that you have this composure, as also Mr. Tripathi of the Congress party. But the discussions that are happening are actually very heated and very difficult. Let me go to Mr. Kango. Mr. Kango, Mamata calls communists in Bengal Santrashwadi, which I think loosely translates into being terrorists. Now, how would you have a dialogue or have a cordial discussion, as Mr. Sagar says, when these are the kind of words being used for you?
See, basically, there are two states where Bengal and Kerala are the two states where India Alliance will have a different positions than rest of the India. As far as Kerala is concerned, we would not like BJP to get any share. Whoever wins will be a part of the government in Delhi. So that is very clear. UPA 1 was an example where the left had won many seats, but they were a part of UPA 1. So similarly, therefore, that is not a problem. In Bengal, we cannot go with TMC and we will not go with TMC. But that has been very clear right from Bombay meeting. So that should not disturb us. And therefore, left is not a part of the discussion of seat sharing in Bengal. Now it is up to Congress to decide whether they would like to go with the left or they would like to go with TMC. We are not forcing them to take a decision. It is up to them to decide. Let me be very clear that all these serious parties are determined to come together to defend the interest of Indian people. Indian economy is under strength because of the wrong policies of Mr. Modi, who is selling the nation, and at the same time is undermining the constitutional values. And all these parties respect fundamental constitutional values and federalism. And therefore, to protect federalism and constitutional values and economy of India, all these parties who are serious parties in politics will come together and will have a combined face. I am very optimistic, and let us, in spite of media being so hyped, my previous predecessor did say about Maharashtra. What about Maharashtra? There are three parties contesting, all want to contest 40 seats. BJP wants to contest 45 seats, Shinde group wants to contest 45 seats, and Ajit Pawar also wants to contest 40 seats. So where is the unanimity? So if there is no unanimity in BJP, why don't you highlight that?
Okay.
So let us be very clear that as far as the election is concerned, each party will try to project itself.
We do highlight
but
that.
Ultimately,
today, in fact,
the serious political consideration will prevail.
No, obviously. You are all national parties, and serious regional players. You see, Mr. Kango, if you see the panel today, it's Congress, JDU, CPI and RJD, because we were focusing on the opposition space. And the reason why, repeatedly, at least I have been focusing on opposition spaces, because for a healthy democracy, strong democracy, it's important that the opposition is equally strong. Now, by your own explanation, the picture that comes out is that it's a potpourri of alliances within alliances. So the India alliance in Bengal is different. The India alliance in Madhya Pradesh is different. The India alliance is different in Uttar Pradesh and different in Punjab. That's what comes out of the conversation that we are having. I don't know whether it's good. I don't know whether ultimately things would fall in place, hopefully would fall in place. But you see, for example, Aam Aadmi Party, it made a climb down in Delhi and Punjab for the Congress, sort of seen to be accommodating Congress party in Delhi and Punjab. At the same time, wants in return seat share in 5 states where effectively Aam Aadmi Party does not exist. So obviously this kind of jousting for maximum number of seats is happening at all levels between all parties. I have not been able to get in Mr. Rajiv Ranjan of the JDU. Mr. Ranjan, tomorrow the meeting of the India Alliance that's taking place virtually, I am told, is about the convener of the alliance. You think finally Mr. Nitish Kumar could get the crown and be the convener of the India Alliance, because Mamata wants Mallikarjun Kharge. I mean, there is no consensus between the alliance partners. You think Mr. Nitish Kumar ultimately might become convener tomorrow?
अभिषेक जी, सबसे पहले तो मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा हूं कि आपके सवाल में ही आपका जवाब छिपा हुआ है। आप सवाल के साथ उसके निष्कर्ष को भी खुद ही साझा कर देते हैं। देखिए, इंडिया अलायंस हिंदुस्तान के फेडरल स्ट्रक्चर, रीजनल इम्बैलेंसेस, रीजनल पार्टीज, नेशनल पार्टीज, लेफ्ट, इन सबको मिला करके एक बड़े पर्सपेक्टिव में, एक बड़े दायरे में काम करने वाला अलायंस है। और जो हमारे यहाँ एक डेमोक्रेटिक अलायंस के अंदर जो चीज़ें हो सकती हैं वो आपको एनडीए अलायंस में नहीं मिलेगा। एनडीए अलायंस की पहली मीटिंग हम लोगों की मीटिंग के बाद केवल इसलिए हुई कि उन्हें खुद को ये बताना था कि हमारे साथ भी कई लोग हैं। ये अलग बात है कि उनकी कोई प्रामाणिकता नहीं थी, उनकी कोई पहचान नहीं थी, और लगातार वंशवाद पर बात करने वाले जो एनडीए अलायंस के लीडर्स हैं, उन्होंने 1.5 दर्जन वंशवादी पार्टियों को अपने साथ शामिल कर लिया। अब देखिए, सवाल यह है कि उनकी कोई मीटिंग नहीं हो रही है, उनके यहाँ कोई कोऑर्डिनेशन कमेटी नहीं बना, उनके यहाँ कोई कन्वेनर नहीं, जबकि जॉर्ज साहब कन्वेनर होते थे एनडीए के दौर में, शरद यादव जी कन्वेनर होते थे। आज उन चीज़ों का कोई मतलब नहीं है, इसलिए कि हमारे यहाँ एक मजबूत नेशनल पार्टी अगर कांग्रेस है, लेफ्ट का नेशन वाइड प्रेजेंस है, रीजनल पार्टीज जहाँ भी हैं, या हमारी सरकारें हैं, या हम स्ट्रांग अपोजिशन हैं, तो ये एक मुखर और जीवंत अलायंस है। और हमारे यहाँ तो सीट शेयरिंग की बातें हो रही हैं। कांग्रेस ने बाजाप्ता अलायंस के लिए एक कमेटी बनाई, अलग अलग पार्टीज के साथ, आप पार्टी के साथ, टीएमसी के साथ, राष्ट्रीय जनता दल के साथ, सभी पार्टियों के साथ उनकी बातचीत हो रही है। आप बता दीजिए, भारतीय जनता पार्टी को तो आपने पैनल में नहीं रखा, उसकी वजह आपने बता दी कि आप चाहते हैं एक मजबूत विकल्प देश को मिले। तो मैं आपकी भावनाओं का सम्मान करते हुए मैं आपको एक बात बताऊंगा, देश को मजबूत विकल्प नहीं मिल रहा है। देश को 2024 में एक नई सरकार हम देने जा रहे हैं, और ये इतना मजबूत अलायंस है कि हम सब कुछ सोचेंगे, समझेंगे, परखेंगे। अभी ना आचार संहिता लागू हुआ है, न चुनाव के तारीख घोषित हुए हैं, हमारी तैयारियां मुकम्मल हैं।
ओके, फेयर इनफ, तैयारियां मुकम्मल हैं और डिस्कशन, संवाद हो रहा है। समटाइम्स वन वंडर्स इफ this is the bane of the opposition, that at many levels, if you go state wise, there is no clear leader, in the sense that in some state is the regional parties which have an upper hand, and other states is the Congress. Like we saw in the case of Madhya Pradesh, the Congress was not willing to make any adjustment with the Samajwadi Party, and it would be a big challenge for the Congress to share any number of seats with the Aam Aadmi Party, for example, in states like Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh and Gujarat, where incidentally Aam Aadmi Party leader Arvind Kejriwal has already announced a candidate for Bharuch. So it's interesting, it's evenly poised. It's a difficult dialogue that the
मैं आपको
opposition
केवल
parties
30
are
सेकंड
having
में
among
आपके कुछ
themselves.
सवालों का जवाब
We
देना
hope
चाहता हूं।
they sort of
अभिषेक
get.
जी,
No, Ranjan ji, unfortunately, I've
आपने
run out
मुझे
of time.
बहस में काफी
I'm being
देर से
told that
शामिल किया
we
है।
have run out of time. But we'll continue this conversation because remember, time is running out, not just for this bulletin, but for the India Alliance also to get the convener,
आपका concluding
get
remark
seat sharing
है,
going.
अभिषेक जी,
On
और
that
मैं
note,
चाहता
thank you
था-
so much, everyone for joining us in this conversation. Mr. Kamlaka Tripathi, Rajiv Ranjan, Dr. Balchandra Kango, and Karuna Sagar. Thank you so much for joining us. Short break on the other side. Trending burning question with Shawan.
कुछ महीने पहले मेरे दोस्त की हेल्थ अचानक खराब हुई और कुछ दिनों में ही उसकी डेथ हो गई। उसने पॉलिसी बाजार से टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लिया हुआ था। मैंने पॉलिसी बाजार को कांटेक्ट किया। उनकी टीम ने क्लेम दिलाने में उसकी पेरेंट्स की पूरी हेल्प की।
क्लेम के टाइम पे आपकी हेल्प के लिए हमेशा तैयार। पॉलिसी बाजार 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 470 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
इस दुनिया में बस हम दो हैं, दुनिया जिनकी दीवानी है। आ रहे हैं हम दोनों।
झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कर आता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
उड़े देश का आम आदमी। यशस्वी प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी के इस विजन ने रीजनल एंड इंटरनेशनल एयर कनेक्टिविटी को दिए हैं नए आयाम। नए भारत का नया उत्तर प्रदेश बनकर उभरा है सर्वाधिक इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट वाला राज्य। भगवान बुद्ध की तपोभूमि कुशीनगर में इंटरनेशनल एयरपोर्ट शुरू होने के 25 महीने में ही मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम प्रभु श्री राम की जन्मभूमि अयोध्या में प्रारंभ हुआ है। महर्षि वाल्मीकि अंतर्राष्ट्रीय हवाई अड्डा अयोध्या धाम का संचालन।
जब नियत नेक हो तो इसी तरह से काम होता है, इसी तरह के नतीजे मिलते हैं। ये अयोध्या नगरी भी तो इसकी साक्षी है।
माननीय मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ के नेतृत्व में देश के एविएशन मैप के शीर्ष पर है उत्तर प्रदेश। एयरपोर्ट से ऊंची उड़ान, कनेक्टिविटी को नई पहचान।
Whenever I had ice cream or cold water, I would experience a sharp shooting sensation. So I just kept ignoring it. Even my hot chai was giving me the same amount of discomfort. My dentist recommended Sensodyne. So now I can be completely carefree and sip my hot cup of tea. It really works.
भाई इतनी बड़ी बड़ी हिट्स आप लोगों ने मुझे दी हैं। टाइल्स तो बड़े होने चाहिए। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, टाइलों का सबसे बड़ा भाई। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स जमीन से जुड़े।
इस पल को मुमकिन करने के लिए रिया ने पहले से ही शुरुआत कर दी थी।
ये पल सच हुआ, ये पल अपनों के ख्वाबों से सजा है, ये पल मानो रुक सा।
और म्यूचुअल फंड से शुरुआत करना जिम्मेदारी की निशानी है।
म्यूचुअल फंड निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। योजना से जुड़े सभी दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
वाह कालरा साहब, बड़ा हेल्दी शेल्दी चल रहा है।
डायबिटिक होना, सेहत का पूरा ख्याल रखना पड़ता है।
पर ये तो आधा है। डायबिटीज से इम्यूनिटी वीक हो जाती है, यानी बीमारियों का खतरा है। डाबर च्यवनप्राश शुगर फ्री है, ये आपकी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाएगा तभी तो होगा पूरा ख्याल। डाबर च्यवनप्राश, इम्यूनिटी अब शुगर फ्री।
टिप चाहिए? पैसा लगाना है तो सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम पे लगाओ। डूबेगा नहीं, जलेगा भी नहीं, कोई खा नहीं जाएगा और मिनिमम 30 साल का रिटर्न देगा। अब इससे बेटर इन्वेस्टमेंट है तो बताओ। सेंचुरी प्लाई क्लब प्राइम, रहो बेफिक्र।
मेरे भाई अरविंद कुमार की कुछ महीने पहले एक्सीडेंट में डेथ हो गई। उन्होंने पॉलिसी बाजार से टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस लिया हुआ था जो अब भाभी के घर के खर्च और बच्चों की पढ़ाई में काम आएगा। पॉलिसी बाजार की टीम ने क्लेम दिलवाने में हमारी पूरी मदद की।
क्लेम के टाइम पे आपकी हेल्प के लिए हमेशा तैयार। पॉलिसी बाजार, 1 करोड़ का टर्म लाइफ इंश्योरेंस सिर्फ 470 रुपए महीने से शुरू।
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
सब जांचा है, परखा है, समझा है, इसलिए मेरे समझदारी का नाम इंट्रा है।
टाटा की नई इंट्रा V20 पिकअप है इंडिया की पहली बाय फ्यूल पिकअप जो दे आपको बढ़िया ड्राइवेबिलिटी, सुपीरियर ड्राइविंग कंफर्ट, ज्यादा लोडेबिलिटी, सबसे ज्यादा माइलेज, जो दे सबसे ज्यादा रेंज। टाटा इंट्रा V20 पिकअप, सब कुछ उठाए, हर दिन जिताए।
भाई इतनी बड़ी बड़ी हिट्स आप लोगों ने मुझे दी हैं। टाइल्स तो बड़े होने चाहिए। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, टाइलों का सबसे बड़ा भाई। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, जमीन से जुड़े।
जहाँ यादगार होता है हर एक किस्सा, इको रिट्रीट ओडिशा।
Whenever I had ice cream or cold water, I would experience a sharp shooting sensation. So I just kept ignoring it. Even my hot chai was giving me the same amount of discomfort. My dentist recommended Sensodyne. So now I can be completely carefree and sip my hot cup of tea. It really works.
मोदी सरकार की गारंटी, कोई नहीं रहेगा भूखा। हर महीने 80 करोड़ लोगों को मिल रहा है मुफ्त राशन। हमारा संकल्प, विकसित भारत।
इस दुनिया में बस हम दो हैं, दुनिया जिनकी दीवानी है। आ रहे हैं हम दोनों।
वाह कालरा साहब, बड़ा हेल्दी शेल्दी चल रहा है।
डायबिटिक हूँ ना, सेहत का पूरा ख्याल रखना पड़ता है।
पर ये तो आधा है। डायबिटीज से इम्यूनिटी वीक हो जाती है, यानी बीमारियों का खतरा है। डाबर च्यवनप्राश शुगर फ्री है। ये आपकी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाएगा तभी तो होगा पूरा ख्याल। डाबर च्यवनप्राश, इम्यूनिटी अब शुगर फ्री।
Eat it on time and please ride the bike slowly.
Okay.
And this is for your safety.
अरे, I almost forgot.
LIC.
This is for our safety. दिल की सुनो।
LIC चलो।
LIC हर पल आपके साथ।
Trending burning question, powered by Reva University, Century Laminates, AMNS, Acco Insurance, and Hyundai Samad.
Getting in some more breaking news right now with the latest around 6 o'clock this evening. A security forces convoy of vehicles was fired upon by suspected terrorists from a jungle near Krishna Ghati area in the Poonch sector. No casualties to own troops. There's a joint search operation is now being conducted by the Indian Army as well as the Jammu and Kashmir police. In fact, a confirmation now coming in from the Indian Army with regards to the attack that has taken place in Poonch sector. This is, remember, in the Krishna Ghati area. This is different than what we've seen in the past where we've lost our Jawans during the attack that took place just about a few weeks ago. Let me also try and quickly go across to Gursubran, who's going to be joining us on this broadcast, getting us the latest details. I'm told that Gursubran is joining us on this broadcast. Gursum, quickly walk us through the details that you're picking up. Yet another attack that has taken place. This time, it appears to be in the Krishna Ghati region.
Yes, Shawan, it is in the Krishna Ghati sector of the line of control where the Indian Army convoy that was moving from the forward area back to the Army base camp. This is of a Rashtriya Rifles unit that is deployed in the area in the hinterland when the CO's vehicle that was part of the convoy was moving back to the lower KG. It was attacked in Daradunia area of the Poonch district. Soon after the incident, the Indian Army too retaliated and fired upon the two suspected terrorists that were firing from the hilltop. Two rounds came very close to the vehicle of the commanding officer. That is what we are getting to know. And soon after the attack, the entire area has been cordoned in. The terrorists were on a hilltop from where they fired on the security forces, and then they were seen climbing up to the hilltop. Now the entire area has been cordoned by the security forces. This comes hours after the Northern Army commander held a security review meeting, STAT 24, to chart out the blueprint for the strategy against terrorism in the Rajouri and the Poonch district that has been victim to the Pakistani terrorism for the last 2.5 years. That we have seen that 33 soldiers have made the supreme sacrifice in half a dozen terror attacks that have taken place since 21 October 2021. And now a similar attack taking place in the area that is very close to the national highway and so does to the line of control, clearly shows that the Pakistani terrorists are still active in the area. And now a massive manhunt has been launched by the Indian Army along with the Jammu and Kashmir police and the CRPF to trace out these terrorists, those who have fired upon the convoy of the Indian Army in which the commanding officer was also traveling. Shawan.
Gursubran, just a quick question before I let you go, because this has happened in the Krishna Ghati region, and as we understand, the terrorists have managed to escape pretty much what we saw in the previous attack that took place. What more are you picking up with regards to those terrorists in the past who've been on the run? Do the agencies as well as the Indian Army believe that it could perhaps be the same very terrorists who have been on the run, or perhaps it's too premature at this point in time?
See, Shawan, whether this group of terrorists, that the two terrorists, those who have fired upon the Indian Army convoy, they are the same or not as the ones who have carried out multiple terror attacks on the Indian Army convoy in the past, it is not clear yet. But one thing that is very clear that this is a splinter group, a small group of 2 to 3 terrorists that is moving in the area. And yes, there are credible inputs with the intelligence agencies that 25 to 30 terrorists are active in the area, and they are operating in the 2 to 3 groups which are having the Pakistani trained terrorists as well as local terrorists that are, with the help of local terrorists, they are getting the support and also the logistics to survive in the area. And the Pakistani terrorists are trained for the guerrilla warfare. That's why they are surviving in the dense forested area of be it the Dera Ki Gali or the Uchad area that are one of the most densely forested areas, but they are operating, they are carrying out the attacks from these jungles. And today's attack was similar to that, but since the security forces were on the utmost alert, they fought it by retaliating effectively, and the terrorists managed to flee. But the security forces have launched and intensified such operations in the area to nab these terrorists.
Well, thank you very much, Gursubran, for getting us the latest details. I'm told that some reactions are also coming in. Let's listen. Well, in fact, let's move on to the trending burning question that we are going to pick in anytime now, getting you the latest details with regards to the attack. Remember, this is a volatile situation. Having said that, we'll be tracking the story very closely. Shift focus now it's a big diplomatic faux pas. The British High Commissioner who made this visit to Mirpur in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. And what's even more bizarre is the fact that on the very same day, you have the British who've now put out a travel advisory preventing their own citizens from travelling in Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. But while she was present there, the British High Commissioner essentially spoke about the relations between UK and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Remember, as far as India is concerned, a similar sort of visit that was made by the US High Commissioner, India had taken a strong position saying that the territorial integrity and sovereignty of India should be respected. Now, this certainly comes across as a major diplomatic faux pas, but so far we haven't really heard from the Indian side with regards to how exactly would India take this, but keeping in mind that there has been a pattern to the response that has come in, especially on visits like this. Let's begin the trending burning question, the bigger question that is being asked, whether at all the United States of America and UK are essentially respecting what India has been saying, that this is nothing but a clear breach, and more importantly, not really respecting the territorial integrity and sovereignty of India. Joining us on the broadcast tonight, Ravinder Sachdev, Kuldeep Singh Shekhawat and Javed Khan. Ravinder Sachdev, I want to begin by asking you, we saw when the US High Commissioner made that visit to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir, India took a very strong position on this matter, saying that the territorial integrity and sovereignty of India should be respected. A similar sort of event takes place, and the question is still being asked, what exactly has gone really wrong with the responses that have really come in from the United States of America as well as UK when it comes to Pakistan occupied Kashmir?
Thank you, sir. A pleasure to be with you. I mean, my first off-the-cuff reaction is that you see diplomacy, and each step is orchestrated, curated thoughtfully zillions of times by the diplomats. So, as you said, I do not think, I would beg to disagree, or I would put it this way, this is not a faux pas. This is, if it could be said, designed, because they know, I mean, the UK embassy or High Commission in Pakistan knows, the American embassy knows what India's sentiments are, what are the calculus and all. So when the UK High Commissioner visits this region, they clearly know what they're doing. It's not they're like innocents abroad. They may act like innocents abroad, but they know what they're doing, right? One. But then it begs the question, why are they doing it? A couple of things which are very clear somewhat. She said that she visited Mirpur, and she said that 70% of people from Pakistan who are in the UK are from Mirpur. So that kind of lends a dimension of domestic politics, voter politics in the UK. So if 70% of Pakistani, 70% of, let's say, British citizens are of Pakistani origin from Mirpur, obviously the government wants to kind of play mollycoddle them. And secondly, they know very well what will India's sensitivities be. So this is not just like, a random thing I decided. And sure, there could be attractions, go to, Mirpur, go anywhere, Lahore, Quetta, etc., or Karachi and all. But any step by an ambassador or any one of the diplomatic mission is usually thought over. So what it indicates also is that the UK, I mean, they're playing games. These are games being played. That's what I say. These are games being played. They know what the reaction in India will be to this visit. Do you think they will not have factored in? They would have known what message they're sending to India with this visit by her. And same with the US. So there are games going
I seem
on.
to be having an audio
India
problem right now, not being able to hear you properly. But let me just take this a little forward, Ravinder, with regards to, let's get the UK. Where does United Kingdom really stand on this entire matter? Because remember, this position has been very clear. In fact, Kuldeep Singh Shekhawat will try and get him on board to get the UK version on this entire matter, because as far as United Kingdom is concerned, in the past too also we've been very clear on certain matters, be it with the way they have essentially dealt with the Khalistani issue, or for that matter giving free space to anti-India elements in the United Kingdom too has been a major issue. Kuldeep Singh Shekhawat, this visit of the UK High Commissioner to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir will certainly not go down well with India at this point in time. India did not shy away from taking a very strong position when the United States of America's High Commissioner made that visit to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Even at that point in time, it was essentially touted as a secret meeting. It is not something that they've been open about. The Pakistanis keep saying that, look here, when the High Commissioner of United Kingdom as well as US went to Jammu and Kashmir during G20, we are very clear about the fact that there is nothing secret about it. There is nothing secret about the visits that we have essentially made. So where do you think UK is essentially getting this completely wrong?
See, first of all, my view and the local view here in UK is very simple, that a British High Commissioner has all the reason to visit POK. Why she is visiting POK is because, first of all, she has a little bit of local influence. She's from an area called Durham, which is close to the people from Pakistani origin who live in UK. So they might have put some influence on her that she should visit their area. That is one simple answer. Diplomatically, it's not as simple as it looks like, because Rishi will not like to sabotage anything and harm India-UK relations at any level. So I can understand Rishi might not have put it in a way to the home, to the FCDO or Foreign and Commonwealth Office to visit for a specific reason. But yes, Jane, as we all know her, she has a counter-terrorism background. And she would like to know what is happening in that part of the world. That is why she might have visited that area, and she must be given a brief. She must be given a brief that, okay, you look at things the way Pakistan, what is the Pakistani perspective of these areas and the way the Pakistani community in POK is doing, because there are a lot of protests happening in POK. A lot of people in POK wants to join India. Lot of TV interviews are coming out in the West, and a lot of people of Pakistani origin living in Europe are speaking up, saying POK is not the right place to live. So I think this is an assessment visit, and she might have gone there to see for herself and report to the British authorities what is going on in POK. Maybe Pakistan is trying to improve on the British establishment about something which we are not aware of, but as far as I can understand, Rajnath ji was here yesterday, and Britain will never do something at this moment of time to derail any business deal which is going on between India and UK, and the UK-India relation will suffer because of these kind of incidents. So there must be something more behind this visit. And the ambassador, well, she has a right to visit, there's not an issue about that, but why she visited at this particular moment of time? She has been in all her career, majority of her time is in Middle East. She was in Afghanistan, she was in Yemen, and if I remember correctly, she was earlier in Pakistan as Special Envoy. So she has an expertise on Pakistan for sure.
Something else, Mr.
Now,
Shekhawat.
Sorry?
Mr. Shekhawat, it's not about the history of the ambassador here. The fact of the matter is that every other ambassador who's been in Pakistan has been extremely cautious on this matter, because they do realize that this has never gone down well with India. More importantly, this is not, the fact of the matter is that it's not about disputed territory. We are very clear about our position. India has been very clear about its position. This is Pakistan occupied Kashmir. When the United States of America made the mistake of calling it Azad Jammu and Kashmir, we did actually take umbrage, so much so the United States of America had to take a back seat. So we are very clear about our position on this entire matter. So whether at all the ambassador has had an extensive sort of an experience, be it in Yemen or any other country, that certainly does not give the ambassador that kind of a leeway that you can actually go ahead and be right present there and could then call it, okay, look here, it's a secret meeting that has actually taken place. We do not want the public to really know about it. Then we should actually issue a travel advisory so that India should be okay with the fact that, okay, look here, at least we've put out a travel advisory. We are telling our UK citizens that don't go to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. Javed Khan, let me also quickly bring you into the debate right now. Javed Khan, there is an understanding right now in Pakistan that you want to try and legitimize this. The fact of the matter is that there's nothing to legitimize as far as Pakistan-occupied Kashmir is concerned, and you should actually give up on these attempts that you're again and again making with the West, hoping that this is going to find some sort of a legitimacy.
Thank you very much. But I really wonder why you are so perturbed about Jane Marriott's visit to Azad Jammu and Kashmir, because in your own part of the Kashmir, occupied Indian Kashmir, you abolished Article 370. You have done away with the special status of the occupied Kashmir. You have literally integrated occupied Kashmir with India. Now you're talking about the Pakistani Kashmir, which is not an integral part of Pakistan. While on the contrary, you have made occupied Kashmir an integral part. It is still a disputed territory, but still, why should India be bothered about that?
History is very clear on this entire matter.
The Azad Jammu and Kashmir,
clearly,
because as you pointed out yourself,
when you tried to capture Poonch, and Baramulla, you've occupied it. That Jammu and Kashmir has always been India's. There is no denial about it. Whether you like it, whether you do not like it, you tried to capture it. And the Maharaja had made it very clear that it stands with India.
I think we are very clear about it, that Kashmir is a disputed territory. The dispute has been recognized by the United Nations and the relevant Security Council.
It's not disputed by.
They call for
it's not a dispute for us.
They give right to the Kashmiri people to decide their own future the way they want to decide. What India has done, they have denied them this basic fundamental right to decide their future, whether they want to live with India or with Pakistan, or they would like to have an independent state. It is not Pakistan which has violated the Security Council resolutions, but it has New Delhi which has done that. And India violated the Security Council resolutions and the commitments it made with the United Nations, the global community, that they would allow Kashmiris to decide their own fate. And now, since you have abrogated Article 370, you have literally done away with the Kashmir problem.
Javed Khan, that is our internal matter. Javed Khan, that is our internal matter. First of all, no one is asking. Javed Khan, we've never asked for Pakistan's view on this entire matter. We have never asked Pakistan their view on the abrogation of Article 370, a temporary provision. It's our internal matter. You don't have any right to even comment about it. But having said that, you will not give me a direct answer when you have basically tried to lobby very hard with the West. But look at the situation right now, Javed Khan, that on the very day the UK High Commissioner makes a visit to Mirpur, calls it a secret visit, you have a travel advisory that has been issued by UK. They say that it is not safe to travel to Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. What does that really mean? You do realize your position. When UK High Commissioner as well as US High Commissioner,
when it was reported by
US Ambassador, when the US Ambassador as well as UK High Commissioner visited Srinagar during G20, there was no travel advisory that was actually issued. So as far as our position is concerned and our dealing with the West is concerned, we are very clear about it. You have to really worry because the situation is like this, that they have to pacify. They're just perhaps, dangling a carrot in front of you.
You called it a secret visit, where it has been reported by every media outlet in Pakistan and in India as well. Then why you call it a secret visit? She went there. It was a very visible visit. She met a lot of people over there, and particularly the Kashmiri UK diaspora. I think many foreign envoys have been visiting Azad Jammu and Kashmir. This is not the first visit by any foreign envoy. So why you take it in a way that it is probably a standalone kind of a visit of Azad Jammu and Kashmir by a foreign dignitary or a foreign envoy, ambassador, or high commissioner. I don't see any problem with that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Javed Khan, Kuldeep Singh Shekhawat, as well as Rabinder Sajdev. I'm sorry I can't take another word from all of you right now. We're running short of time, but that's all that we could pack in this edition of Trending Burning Question. On the other side, the big debate coming up with Editor-in-Chief Arnab Goswami.
Amity has been ranked among the top universities globally for producing the most employable graduates by the Times Higher Education UK. Yet another testimony to Amity's excellent placement record.
वाह कालरा साहब, बड़ा हेल्दी शेल्दी चल रहा है।
डायबिटिक हूँ ना, सेहत का पूरा ख्याल रखना पड़ता है।
पर ये तो आधा है। डायबिटीज से इम्यूनिटी वीक हो जाती है, यानी बीमारियों का खतरा है। डाबर च्यवनप्राश शुगर फ्री है, ये आपकी इम्यूनिटी बढ़ाएगा, तभी तो होगा पूरा ख्याल। डाबर च्यवनप्राश, इम्यूनिटी अब शुगर फ्री।
वो हमें बताना चाहता है कि दिल्ली के बाद वो कमजोर नहीं हुआ है।
पूरी दुनिया दिल्ली पुलिस पर उंगली उठा रही है।
अब वो रुकेगा नहीं।
तो फिर हम भी नहीं रुकेंगे।
देखिए इंडियन पुलिस फोर्स 19 जनवरी से सिर्फ प्राइम वीडियो पर।
Tata.tv
बादलों पे चल के हवाओं से मिलके मैं बनाऊंगा, हौसलों को कस के तूफानों से लड़के मैं बनाऊंगा, रोशनी के टुकड़ों से अंधेरे को हरा के मैं बनाऊंगा, उम्मीदों के पंख कंधों पे लगा के मैं बनाऊंगा, बनाऊंगा मैं तो बनेगा भारत,
बनाऊंगी मैं तो बनेगा भारत।
The vertical velocity is now being constantly reduced.
India is on the moon.
बनाऊंगा मैं तो बनेगा भारत, बनाऊंगा मैं तो बनेगा भारत, बनाऊंगा मैं तो।
स्किल, स्टील और दिल से बन रहा है भारत। AMNS India, smarter steels, brighter futures.
helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
भाई इतनी बड़ी टाइल, इतनी बड़ी बड़ी हिट्स आप लोगों ने मुझे दी हैं। टाइल्स तो बड़े होने चाहिए। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, टाइलों का सबसे बड़ा भाई। सुमानी मैक्स टाइल्स, जमीन से जुड़े।
जहाँ यादगार होता है हर एक किस्सा। इको रिट्रीट ओडिशा।
केंट से पानी होता है 100% प्योर।
केंट आरओ प्योरिटी दिखाता भी है।
केंट देता है सबसे शुद्ध पानी।
Just another tycoon. Hustling way too early in the morning. Passing on this happy tune. Helping babies feel at ease. Aw, all kinds of babies. No drive is just another drive when you're in a Tycoon. Volkswagen.
Yeah, Ajay, look at your dad. Will we be the same at his age?
Absolutely yes, if we plan our future like him.
How?
My father had invested in LIC's Jeevan Akshay, which gives immediate and guaranteed annuity at regular intervals, that too for life.
Wow. But do we have to wait until his age?
Absolutely not. We recently invested in LIC's new Jeevan Shanti, which gives deferred annuity, which means regular income after some years.
I see.
LIC